Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, or I should say tonight, I'm getting to the second one of those made-in videos that I was talking about. If you saw the super obvious breakdown video earlier today, then you already knew this was coming. This is Pung from MADEIN, of course. This is their newest release. I think it's the title track on the album that just came out. What I'm not sure about is if the album is a mini album or a single, or yeah, not really sure. Um, I'm not going to spend much time getting into the controversy surrounding the group. If you are curious about my stance, obviously I'm here to support the girls. I don't necessarily support the label itself, but I want to support Mashiro and the other three members. I mentioned Mashiro by name because she's my bias and because I love her from her Kepler days. But all the girls are great and they shouldn't be punished for, doing their best. So, with housekeeping out of the way, I really enjoyed this when I did the reaction. If you want to see the reaction, head over to the main channel, Jeff Reacts 12, and you can see it there. But this is going to be our breakdown where I talk about the lyrics and things I see in the video. So let's go check it out. Already, we got Pung here in the in the wall. I love their facial expressions. They pick this up and it's like a pixelated heart that's about to blow. And in the reaction, I wasn't sure, especially at the beginning, what Pung was. Like, does it mean something, or is it like an onomatopoeia, like the word buzz or pop or bang? Some the word makes the same sound that it is describing. And I think it is onomatopoeia. It's supposed to represent like a bang. In this case, like a love bomb. You got Maybe there on the lockers. She's not trying very hard to pull this. So Mashiro's acting all cute, throwing a little milk carton. She's reading, learn how to write a letter. Now, I saw this in the reaction. I didn't take any time to, talk about it because I knew I would be doing the breakdown, but not related to MADEIN. But Anyujin from IVE mentioned, somebody asked her, I don't know how it came up, but somebody asked her about fan letters. And she said if she suspects that AI was used, or Chat GPT, that kind of thing, was used to write the letter, she wouldn't hold back. She would, basically tear it apart. I don't know if she meant physically or just like, verbally. And me and my buddy Pops Reacts, if you guys haven't checked out his channel, make sure you do. I greatly appreciate that. We were talking about how if you're going to write a fan letter, you should write the fan letter, or at least type it, but it should be your own words, right? It should be how you feel. And I love that, like, literally the same day or the day after I was having that conversation, she's reading a book, like, learn how to write a letter, stop using AI. In this case, I'm pretty sure it's like learn how to write a love letter, but the point still remains, like, learn how to use your voice to express your feelings. Oh no! Wait, what did the milk carton say? It said missing, but like missing, I think this is like love fresh. 100% real milk. Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was like, decorated or, had other words on it, like custom type of stuff, like Easter eggs. But no, it looks like it's just a milk carton. Oh no! Man down! Emergency stop. I love her voice too. So it's like, I love this little part right here. These little tiny letters, which we're going to find out more about in a little bit. But it's like they're being thrown like little ninja stars, like little shuriken here. But as soon as they like make contact, they just like boom. choreo's cute. Nothing special, but cute. Okay, verse 1. You know why this isn't just a coincidence. Our eyes have met so many times. Want to say, I want to get to know you. So remember in Super Obvious how the instrumentation and the vocal color were bright, upbeat, but the message was so sad and hurt, and filled with pain. This, we still have that upbeat, sound, but the message is also upbeat. The other one, Super Obvious, was telling the story of a breakup. This right here is telling the story of meeting someone and wanting to get to know them. And as we're going to go on, I'm assuming we're going to explore that more. But it's like the beginning of a new love and a relationship, which is like, it's almost like they told the story of a relationship beginning to end with these two songs. And I mentioned this in the reaction. I'm curious because, again, as of when I'm recording this, I don't know if this is a single album and it's just these two tracks. Okay. But if it's a mini album, all right, we have Pung at the beginning of a relationship and Super Obvious at the end of a relationship. Do the other songs fill in the gap of like some of the stuff along that journey? I don't know. It would be kind of cool to find out, but I'll have to look that up later. Let's see. My feelings keep pouring out. Nights where I swallow them for no reason. I'm already lost in you. I think this nights where I swallow them for no reason is like her getting shy and not being able to express how she feels, which is also appropriate because remember we have Mashiro reading the book, How to Write a Letter. Like, okay, if I can't say it out loud, I can at least write my feelings. And actually, I mentioned like how the little envelopes were being thrown like little ninja stars. Or you could even think of them as grenades. And I think grenades are appropriate because we'll see that in a little bit. I remember from the reaction. But it's almost like because they're in the little envelopes and, sealed, like they wrote the little love letters and, they're throwing their love bombs. So the pre-chorus, when I close my eyes, I sketch you in my heart. Another spark blooms. Can't breathe because of you. It's just super sweet. The butterflies in your stomach, the new love. Like, who doesn't like that feeling? Even as an adult, I don't know how old some of y'all are watching this. I know some of you are going to be older than me. Some of you are going to be younger, obviously. But this is a universal feeling. When you first develop feelings for someone, and you're in that stage of like, oh, I want to know everything about them. I want to talk to them all the time. Like talk for hours, and you could talk on the phone for hours and not talk about anything important, but you just want to be around them, get to know them, that kind of thing. And your heart is swelling with that new emotion. Like that's pretty universal, and that's where we're at in this story of love here. Then the chorus, my heart goes boom and bursts. It's dangerous. Love, your smile's a heart attack. So they're getting all Twitter-pated. I like that word. You ever see the movie Bambi? Old Disney movie. You remember the little bunny Thumper? His little foot would go like that, thump, 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 and he's talking about love, and it got Twitter-pated. But it's that feeling of, like your heart's gonna burst and you're just super excited. And that's exactly what we have here. Is a perfect word for this chorus. But when they say love, your smile's a heart attack, love is capitalized. So it's like, it's a pet name for the person already. Like, baby or honey or love or sweetheart or whatever. So your smile's a heart attack. Like you make me feel things, a lot of things. I don't want to fall in you again. I don't want to fall in love. Lies. My heart goes boom, pounding, racing. Love, you make me want to dream again. Boy, I don't want to be alone. Can I call you mine? How about it? See how sweet that is? Like they're fully expressing their emotions and feeling that love and that excitement. And they're even like kind of taking the first move or making the first move here. Like, they're kind of asking him, like, hey, can I be yours? Can you be mine? Like, can we do this? Very cute. I also love girls that make the first move. See? So they're like in the science lab creating these little love envelopes. But this right here is why I said it's kind of appropriate to describe it as like a love grenade, because they're like putting a pin in it. And, you know, like with a hand grenade, you pull the pin to activate it and you throw it, and, you know, after a certain amount of time, it blows up. So it's like, you know, once we pull the pin here and we throw it, it's going to explode. That's right, we got to put our scent on it. Wait, what? Okay, so this was the maybe locker, but they've got like all these keys for all these different locks on here, and there's way more keys than there were locks, so whatever. They're incognito here. They're sneaking in. They're trying to do this undercover. They want to like plant this this love confession, this love bomb in the locker for maybes. See, he finds it. He pulls the pin. Boom. I love this so much. So it's literally like a little love grenade. Okay, so verse 2 was you're like the dawn wind. So like light, refreshing, encouraging, uplifting. You keep tickling me. What's happening? Okay, you have to take that line with the whole like you're the wind thing, because otherwise it just sounds weird. On my lips lingers, yes, your name. I fell for you. Yeah, I fell in love. Everything goes boom. I'm shaken by the impact of you. Just super cute, man. I love this. Then the pre-chorus comes back in, and of course this page is translating Pung is like boom and bursts, but it's literally just Pung. But the translation is my heart goes boom and burst, it's dangerous. This just says my love goes Pung. All right, so that chorus is gonna repeat, and then yeah, we'll pick up and talk about the video, because I love this part. And also, one last thing about the video, I mentioned the explosion, the little love grenade letter thing, but also notice how bright and colorful it is. You know, we often think of love as this emotion that colors our world, right? Like, we don't know how dull the world is until we experience love and see the bright colors that it introduces to our life. And I love that not only are we using multiple colors here, but they're all combined. They're all like a bright explosion. I had to say combined because this green color is pretty dark, and so is the little blue, but everything put together is a nice colorful, you know, little artistic explosion. What happened to her arm here? I have two questions. One, did they film this and like did she actually get hurt and like she's dancing with the cast, or is this a prop? Because she wasn't wearing this earlier, but I don't know if she's genuinely been hurt at some point during the filming of any of this. But it could be this right here. They're like, now they're acting like they're in a war movie. You know, they got the soldier helmets on, and we already saw like the love grenades, and it's like Miyu is trying to wake Nagami up. Get down! Get to cover! That is the cutest PTSD scene I have ever seen in my life. Not for me, I'm not a veteran, but like anybody who served, like the I could just see someone watching this and having like Vietnam flashbacks as they're sitting here like melting under the cuteness of these girls. And then they're a little drawing the heart here too. Alright, then we get the real heart. I would just like to point out that it would not have taken much effort to be correct here. I'm nitpicking, but watch this. Alright, so we're coming up from our actual image of what's supposed to be the real heart. During a line where it's like, every day my heart flutters. But your heart is over here, right? But as we're coming up from this camera angle, it looks like our heart is on her is over here. Yeah. See, our heart is right here. Her heart is right here. But it should be over there. Again, this would not have, if they were going to go through all the trouble to make this scene and this transition, which is actually pretty cool, would it have killed them to take the time to adjust the camera, what, 4 inches to the other side? Not important, but, you know, it's just a thing. I love that little piano part there, too. And look, they're carrying the whole arsenal. Okay, I think that's Miyu, according to this, who took us into like that step down and then like the step up high note, and, you know, brought us through the key change into the final chorus. I really like that, even though it sounds a little tight and nasally. That's just her young voice. It's not like she's squeezing or anything like that. So it's a really beautiful vocal tone, at least in my opinion. But lyrically, the bridge says, the reason I keep running a fever, like love sickness, just comparing that. This fluttering feeling every day. We're still Twitter-pated here. Give me brand new emotions. I like this unfamiliar feeling I've never felt before. I like my hurried steps, this overwhelming rush. It's the moment it all bursts. It feels so colorful. I talked about the color of, you know, love and, you know, brightening up your world and all that. We've got all these love letters here, or love grenades, love bombs, whatever you want to call these things. But you know, liking the hurried steps and the overwhelming rush, it's like the adrenaline, the dopamine is, you know, coursing. You know, the butterflies are fluttering around in your stomach, and you're like trying to, you know, get to them quicker as often as possible. It's just freaking adorable, man. Look at all these explosions. See, right there, she pulled the pin again, and I thought for sure it was going to blow up, like, as the final shot in the video. Honestly, just based solely on the fact that all the other ones were blowing up, I think it was a missed opportunity to have that go off in the background. Like, okay, so she throws it right here. I'm not saying that it should overshadow them, but like right now we have this gymnasium, we got a basketball hoop in the background, right? But we threw one of these love grenades behind us. Imagine, and we had like the war scene earlier. Imagine this video ending with this bright, colorful smoke popping up behind them, and like we just still have them with the smoke backdrop. I think that, especially based on the lore that we got within the video, would have been a better shot to end on than the basketball's net. But, you know, whatever. But it's a small company. They can't be perfect in every regard, and some of this is just my personal taste. I am curious what some of you guys think about these ideas and about the video itself, though. All right, my friends. So that was Pung from MADEIN. I hope you guys enjoyed. I thought this was freaking adorable. There were lots of comedic elements in here, but also just so much like overflowing youthful energy and cuteness. Um, if you enjoyed their video and you want to support them, consider subscribing to their channel. If you're, still not comfortable doing that, then at least root for them. The four that are left are trying their best. If you enjoyed this video, though, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to enable your notifications. And if you want to get a request on here or on the reaction channel, there are two main ways to do that. You can either subscribe to Patreon. Patreon subs in general get access to some free content over there, but if you come in at the gray tier or higher, there are much more options, many more options available to you there as far as content like survival shows and some concerts and stuff like that. But also gray tier and higher get access to guaranteed monthly requests. If you are not interested in Patreon for whatever reason, you can check the video description below. There's a link to PayPal and instructions on how to use it. And also special shout out to our gray tier and above Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys for all your support. And yeah, I think that covers everything. So I will see you guys for the next one. Take care, everybody.